Oh,
I've just got a wee thing to read out first of all. I wish to inform all present that this meeting will be recorded in the interest of transparency and openness. This recording will be made publicly available following the meeting. Any member of the public who does not wish their participation to be included in the published recording is requested to make this known to the chair before speaking. Thank you. Also, please note the town council is a statutory consultant of the planning application and as such does not make the final decision on any application. This decision and comments this committee make will be fed into the planning process. Somerset Council is the planning authority and will issue a final decision notice planning determination once their investigation into the applications have been completed. So moving into the agenda, apologies for absence and consider the reasons given.
thank you, Chair. Councillor Barry Boyton for work commitments, Councillor Kaysar Hussain for work commitments, Councillor Justice Jimbers unwell, Councillor Graham Oakes for conflicting engagement, Councillor Wes Reed for conflicting engagement, Councillor Ashley Richards for personal reasons, Councillor Jenny Snell for conflicting engagement, and Councillor Helen Stonier conflicting engagement.
Can I accept these apologies?
Brilliant.
Thank you. Moving on to 11/262, declarations of interest. Does anyone have any interest in any of the applications tonight? David.
The one at 59 Preston Grove. I know one of the people that own that house personally.
Yeah, so it's
Thank you.
all right. Tony.
I just want to be clear, I'm not a member of this committee, but we will be speaking on the first item.
Okay,
That's the case.
yeah, no problem. Anyone else? Okay.
Where's these forms to? I haven't got one of them.
Well, are you wanting to speak, are you?
Yeah, he's,
Yeah,
yeah,
you're on
he's
there.
filled in.
Yeah, still one. Okay.
What have you got on these forms you've got or?
Sorry, an agenda.
Yeah.
I don't have a spare copy, I'm afraid.
So moving on, 11/263 minutes. So confirm the correct minutes from the previous meeting held on the 16th February 2026. Can I in agreement that these are correct?
Yeah. All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, moving on, 11/264. Consider the plans. So the first one is 26/00373/FUL. And that's 27 Light Road, Yeovil, Somerset. And I believe we've got a few people who want to speak on this one. So firstly, can we have Liam Bushell? Just a mic. So you have 3 minutes.
Might be longer. Read slow.
That's all right. Okay, whenever you're ready. Just say just your name and where you're from as well.
So my name's Liam Bushell from Yeovil, Lyde Road, next to the two properties that are getting. I'd like to raise several concerns about the impact of the proposal on the surrounding residential area. Firstly, although the rooms are described as single occupancy, they are all large enough to meet double occupancy standards. Without a clear planning condition restricting this, the two properties potentially accommodate up to 24 adults, representing a significant intensification of use compared with two normal dwellings. Secondly, the proposal provides no off-street parking. Even if car ownership among HMO residents is lower than average, it will not be zero. With potentially 12 to 24 residents, vehicle numbers could easily exceed those associated with two family homes. The nearest available on-street parking on Lloyd Road is approximately 1 kilometre away, meaning that parking pressure will inevitably fall on Cromwell Road and Victoria Road, which are already constrained. This raises concerns about congestion, highway safety, and obstruction of pavements and access routes. This is particularly important as these roads are regularly used by pedestrians travelling to local schools and into town centre, so pavements need to remain clear and safely accessible. Thirdly, due to bin storage being at the rear of the property, waste collection will likely take place at Cromwell Road. Pavements there are already narrow and frequently restricted by parked vehicles. The additional bins required for a HMO will further reduce pedestrian space, particularly near the junction with Lloyd Road. There are also visual residential amenity impacts from the proposed dormers and additional second floor windows, particularly for properties along Cromwell Road and Victoria Road. The plans show significantly more hard standing, and as the gardens number 27 and 29 sit higher than the number 31, this raises a risk of surface water runoff unless robust drainage measures are included. Given the constraints of the site, the surrounding streets, I would strongly urge that the planning officers conduct a full site visit to properly understand the existing congestion and potential impacts on neighbouring residents. Taken together, these issues raises concerns about overdevelopment, infrastructure pressure, and impacts on neighbouring amenity. And I ask
30 seconds left.
And I ask that they are carefully considered before any approval was granted. That's to be done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Next is Kevin South. Step to the mic and just say your name and where you're from, please.
Kevin South, Lloyd Road, near 27 and 29. Much the same as what the gentleman's just said, but the concerns are the parking. There is nowhere to park on Lloyd Road at all. I don't know where they're going to park. The only places to park are rented garages behind. But there's already an HMO house already on this area, a couple of doors down from this one, and all they do at the weekends is their friends come over in cars and park outside our garages around the rented area, which is the only place we can park our cars, so we can't get in and out at all. Second thing is that the HMO that is also already there, they leave their dustbins out on the pavement all the time, like the gentleman said. So if we have an HMO now with more dustbins outside, the pavement will just get even more blocked. People struggle to get past with prams. And also the other concern is at the weekends with HMOs, with the younger generation coming in, on the Saturday and Friday, there'll be a lot of shouting going on around after town shuts at like 3 o'clock in the morning. A lot of more noise disruption. There'll be a lot of people outside in the garden area. So that's all my main concerns, really. Parking is that there's a housing estate opposite where Lloyd Road called Harbin Close, and they get loads of people already parking in there, and they're having a lot of trouble with the police and everything trying to get them to shut. So I said, it's just where are they supposed to park these cars? It could be like up to 16 people in two houses. Where's these cars going to park? We are residents, we struggle to park our cars as it is, because Victorian houses obviously never had cars in them days, so we struggle.
Okay, thank you. And lastly is Linda Rue.
Thank you.
Can you just say your name and where you're from, please? Thank you.
Around from 35 Lloyd Road, so just a few doors away from 27 and 29. I'm going to say pretty much the same as the other guys have said. We already have an HMO at number 39 Lloyd Road, and we do get excess noise, as the gentleman just said, from that house already. There are 4 HMOs very near us as well, near the Premier Shop on Lloyd Road. I strongly feel this should not be permitted to the overdevelopment of these 2 properties. There's lack of parking in the area, as you've already heard. The application only states there's a bike storage. There's no facility for parking. At the moment, there are 2 garages access to everybody's right of way as a vehicle access. But they're on the plans, they're just storage areas, not vehicle parking. Again, you've heard about the privately rented garages at the back of my property. That's clogged up with cars as well. There's only, the last time I spoke to the tenant there, they've only got 2 available garages to rent anyway, even if somebody wanted to rent them. And the area that's just been spoken about, we've got Cromwell Road, we've got Victoria Road, all the other roads in the vicinity, and Harbin Close. And I do believe the residents of Harbin Close have had issues parking there. Excessive parking is just going to create more and more. And potentially, as we said, 12 rooms, possibly 12 class, possibly more than that. Where are they going to park? Rubbish, again, that's a lot of rubbish from a lot, all of those people. Where are these bins going to be kept? Yeah, and who's going to be responsible for putting them curbside when we have our collection days, or are they just going to be left on the pavement on the road? I just feel if this was passed, it would just exacerbate the major parking problem in the area, also have a detrimental effect on the local community because of this. I feel it's overdevelopment of two properties that are homes for families really, and it's already a highly densely populated area. So pretty much the same as the other guys have said. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Okay, members.
Interest.
Oh, you declare interest.
I can't directly see the properties from my house, but I'm fairly close, so I
Okay.
should really.
All right, again, everyone. But then,
You want to read Graham's,
I'll read Graham's first. Yeah. So Graham, who sent his apologies in, he just sent an email through say, I do not support this as I believe it is overdevelopment and will lead to increased parking issues in that area.
you're coming to me now.
Yeah, I'll come to you because you're a ward member first.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. I can't disagree with my fellow ward member, and I can't disagree with what I've heard from the members of the public this evening. What I would urge is members of the public, if you haven't made submissions to Somerset Council, please do so. As the chair mentioned when we first started, we're only a consultee. So what you say tonight is useful for us, but you need to tell Somerset Council for their submissions for it to be registered for the planning. So please do that and encourage as many people as you want to do that as well. Obviously, the more people that write in, the more the case is that people are unhappy. But I can't disagree that, I mean, I live not too far from there and I know what the parking is like around there or lack of parking is, should I say, around there. So I can't disagree with that. I mean, I'm reading from part of the statement that they put up, and it says, in practice, any cars association will therefore rely on the same shared curbside resources as existing residents and vehicles, subject to the statutory weighting restrictions that already operate in Lyde Road. So, I mean, I just cannot see any way that where any cars could go if there were any cars. The other thing I do note, Chair, is that there is no highways report attached at the moment, so we have no highways advice to know what highways are actually thinking on this or what advice they would give. For the members of the public, normally what we have on the reports is a report from highways to give us advice as to what they think it should be from their point of view. HMOs are normally slightly different, as you probably would have read if you've read the reports. If it's a standard house, it goes for how many bedrooms you've got, so how many cars you could have and all that sort of thing. But there is no advice, so we've got nothing to go on advice. So the only advice I can take from myself is that it's overdevelopment and I won't be supporting it this evening.
Okay, thank you. I think Roy was first.
Is it falling out of the parking strategy? Because I know it's just outside the town. Do we know that?
I believe so.
Hope so, yeah.
Tariff.
Yeah, most people know my views on HMOs. It's really difficult because a badly managed HMO can have a devastating effect on the communities around it. And you don't know it's going to be badly managed until it's actually in place. I don't see a lot in this document that gives me confidence it's going to be well managed. It's very light information. I agree with what everyone said. There's potential for 24 people in that building, and the more people, the more risk of impact on the residents. So I think that is a real issue. It is overdevelopment, they're not houses, to consider potential 24 additional. Is definitely overdevelopment, and parking does have to be considered, and there is no parking there. And as we know, there's no parking around the area, Cromwell Road, etc. as you said. So I won't be on this tonight. My recommendation, however, to the residents who are coming in today is speak to the wider community, speak to Cromwell Road, etc., and get them raise their objections online as well.
Okay, Dave.
Thank you, Chair. Although I'm not a ward member, I am familiar with the area. I'm up and down there regularly, shop at Lidl up the road. I'm aware of the issues that are at play there. In my opinion, and I know I can't object because of an opinion, just because I don't like it, that's not a material objection. But HMOs are blighting our neighbourhoods in Yeovil, and I'm not against it because I don't like it. I'm against it for the material considerations, which are, as everyone has stated already, overdevelopment and parking issues. I echo all the speakers' comments, and they had the added experience of what it's like living next to pre-existing HMOs in that particular area of town. So I'm going to object to it on material considerations on the list 1, 3, 6, and 8. And I also noted while I was looking through the papers, the police report on it. The officer reviewing the application, he reviewed incident data through his systems, and for the last 12 months, within a 500-metre radius of the site, found for the last 12 months, total antisocial behaviour reports of 234, which is high. So for everything I've said, in particular the material considerations 1, 3, 6, and 8 on our menu, I'm going to be in opposition to this application.
Yeah, well, yeah, thank you, Chair. Just in answer to, through you, Chair, in answer to Councillor Spinner's question regarding the percent of parking strategy, all I can tell you is that there was a property in Camborne Grove that was allowed with limited parking, and that's not too far away from this site. So it could be that they'll say that it doesn't fall into the parking strategy. But I think it's further out than Camborne Grove, so it should. But it's on the boundary. So say Camborne Grove didn't qualify for the parking strategy, and that's not too far away.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. If I may, obviously what the information we've got in front of us, there's no provision in this application for additional car parking. And I think we could include that as well. There's no provision for additional cars. I agree with everything that other members have said. It's overdevelopment. The parking will be, it'll make the parking a lot worse there. And also what, I'm not sure if people have mentioned yet already, but also obviously the refuse, obviously with the increase of people living there, additional waste, especially in the summer months, just imagine, more and more recycling, all the smells that are kind of come from it, and it's just, it will be an overbearing impact on the local community. So I won't be in support of this application.
Okay, not yet. Any other committee members first of all before I bring Tony in? Okay, Tony.
Thank you, Chairman. Well, you won't be surprised to know that I do know the area. I've lived in the area for many years, and I only had the details come through on this application today because I've had IT problems. But I actually went down there to refresh myself of the area, and I just want to bring something to your attention. I couldn't tell you what pages it's on within the agenda, but you've got some rear views of it. Looking through Google Maps, looking down from the front, over the roof, at the back. They do not do that site any it does it more favours than what it does. There is a lot of things down there which you cannot see in those photographs, which you need to actually physically see for one. So that doesn't cut any ice with me on there at all. It's been touched on about the crime figures there. I mean, I am very concerned about the crime in the area there. They're all listed on page 2, number 4. All the different types of crime there, and it says there in this paragraph, and I'm going to quote this: to fully provide the planning, that's the crime officers, to fully provide the planning authority with an idea of the risk in the locality. I have reviewed the incident data from our systems, and from the last 12 months within a 500-metre radius, I know it's been stated before by the committee, I have found, and then he's listed the various crimes. Now, I can tell you that somewhere in that agenda, there's something there which is quoted about the crime levels are manageable and not too bad. But that is a load of nonsense as far as I'm concerned. I find it like this. I'm sorry about that, ladies and gents. But the thing is, the residents have concerns. There are parking issues. Just recently, the residents in Harwin Close wanted double yellow lines there, especially on the entrance way coming in. That was rejected by the highways because it would cause a lot of problems elsewhere and everything else. So that is an issue there. There is not enough parking there at this moment in time, and there are a proliferation of HMOs in this area, which are problematic. And I do know the problems some of these people do have fears about, because I've got HMOs in the road where I live and not too far from myself. So I do know the problems and I know how you've got to deal with them. But the average person is not sort of a party to that. And it's unfortunate, but that's a way of life. But this here, irrespective of what numbers you want to put down here, you must have solid planning grounds. And for a start, I think road safety is the biggest issue of the lot. This is a trunk road from the A30 to skirt round the north of Yeovil when there's roadworks or hold-ups within the town. And you've only got to look at it now to see the queues of traffic on there. It is very problematic. You've got issues on here where the developers state there is adequate transport. Well, there isn't adequate transport. The buses don't run frequently enough, so that's a load of bull. Not everyone's going to walk to the train and get a train and work out of town. So there are problems, and I don't know the answer to it, except it's been said that all the residents and more that write in to the planning authority. Now, I do know that they are still not made up their mind and they're still considering issues, because I actually spoke to the planning officer this morning. And after doing a bit of digging. So her word was, make sure that everybody writes in with their concerns and their issues. But please have planning issues, not what might be there. You might get a smell from rubbish. You might get this, you might get that. Though they're issues, they're not planning issues as such. You've got to have concrete planning issues. And I probably missed something that I want to say, and I know I rambled on a lot, but I'm not a member of this committee, but this is my area, and I do know the area because I could go past it every day. And I do know what the residents have to put up with, and it's not very good. But believe me, the back view of this house is nowhere near what you've seen when looking down on the roofs. And there is going to be, I would say, severe problems with parking. That is a major issue. And now I don't always say this with HMOs, but in this case, there is, and it's not because the residents are from my area. Other ones have been from my area and I've supported them.
Yeah.
I speak how I find, and that's it, but I do support these residents, but the only people who can help you is yourself. This authority does not make the decision. But there are one or two councillors here who sit on another committee further down the line who can have an effect on this. But just to answer a question on whether the parking strategy encompasses this area, the parking strategy.
Tony, through the chair.
Was, sorry?
Through the chair.
Yeah, through the chair of the, yeah. Well, it was, they said about the parking strategy or someone did, or it wasn't your good self, but yeah, it's through you. It was, the Great Western Pub development, which had the parking strategy where it was thrown out by the planning inspector.
Yeah.
Now that was deemed adequate for people to be able to walk in the town. And this particular application, which is why you must get it right, is nearer the town centre because it's further up the road.
Yeah.
Towards the town. So this is why I'm implying that it's important that the residents get it right. So anything can go through the chair, but it's the residents at the planning application who have to do the work and maybe speak to the officer, the planning officer, for guidance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Thanks, Joe. That's it. I've said enough.
All right.
But I can't give you your recommendation. You've got to do
All right.
that from the chair.
Yeah, no
Or the
problem.
members on the floor.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm in agreement with everyone else, you know. HMOs turn up and when we've got parking issues, it affects the residents who live there continuously and not the people who are just moving in and out of a HMO. And they're the ones who've got to live with it for years. So I think the parking is definitely one thing that we can look at because that is a planning consideration. But we just have to look at the parking strategy for that area. Still got some more speakers. I think Dave wants to come back.
Yeah, it was just to pick up on through you, Chair, to the members of the public in the room. I just want to clarify something that Councillor Locke did just now. When they engage with Area South, it's important that they flag up what are called material considerations. The planning committee will only look at material considerations. For example, I said earlier on, I don't like HMOs. Just because you don't like it, you can't object to it. So when the members of the public engage with the planning office, it's important that they familiarise themselves with material considerations. That's all I wanted to say.
Okay, thank you. Andy Kendall.
Chair, first and foremost, I forgot to show an interest in all these applications tonight because I do sit on the planning committee. And if, just one more question, if one of the Somerset councillors of that area have been informed of this application, they have the right to call it into committee. And it sounds like this is, am I correct? Have you called it into committee?
No.
No, thank you, that's
Because
I don't go across the room.
Yeah,
Yeah, go on.
can I respond to that?
Yeah, you can respond to
I
that.
would ask that the officers quote me by name as councillor because it can and will be registered then. I don't have to duplicate up and send it in.
Okay, well, anyway,
Thank you.
through you, Chair, for the public, then, if they get hold of their unitary councillors, there's two of them, they have the right to call it into committee. It doesn't just get automatically called in by like a non-statutory committee sitting. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just enforcing that point for the committee here. If they get hold of your Somerset, your unitary councillors, they have the right to call this into further committee, which was standard and better. Better.
Okay.
Pardon?
Yeah, that's all right then. We'll go to Tariff now.
Oh, sorry.
I think we're all in agreement, so I'd like to move that we do not support this proposal on the grounds of let's go for 3, 6, 7 and 8 at a minimum. and one, but.
If you read them out what they are, so we, members of the public know what we're talking about.
Layout and density of building, inadequate parking and or servicing areas, access, highway safety or traffic generation, noise, smell or disturbance from the scheme. And I think Dave mentioned overlooking, possibility or overbearing, overshadowing nature of proposal.
Right, thank you.
I'll second it.
Rob's gonna second that. Okay, so can we have a show of hands to not support the application for the, what Tara said? Show of hands.
Yeah,
It's abstained. Oh, David, you're abstaining.
But I would suggest that you add something to that, which is the important part, is that you would like the officers to refer it to the area south committee for further consideration.
Yeah, I can put that on, yeah. Is everyone in agreement with that?
Yeah, agree. Yep.
Okay, and Jay just abstaining. So, thank you very much for your participation today. If you want to sit through and watch the rest of it, you're more than welcome. If not, you can leave now.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
You want to wait for Amanda or you want to carry on?
carry on.
Okay, then moving on to 26/00/124/FUL, Wyndham View School. And that is the oval light again.
Have you got anything for Graham on this one?
Don't think he put anything for that on really. I support this application.
Okay, yeah, and yeah, I can't see any problem with this at all. It's just upping the fencing around the school and making it more secure. So I can't see any problem with it. And I'll formally move the application.
Do you have a second for that?
I'll second that, Chair.
I think Tara seconded it first. He got in there.
Come on, Jamie, you have to be careful.
Right, so we're sporting lawn.
Voting on.
Design, appearance, impact, whatever you want.
Thank you.
Okay, is everyone in agreement with that?
Great.
That's everyone. So 26/00/285/HOU, Cumberland's Ward 59, Preston Grove. Story extension to the rear of the existing dwelling. Who's in Cumberland? Jane.
I don't have any issues with it.
Oh.
Jade and Queen are also Summerland.
Yes. Would anyone else got any questions on it or anything? No.
If, as I've got
Hey.
what is it?
Yes.
Personal interest in it. Does that mean I don't vote?
Abstain.
Abstain, yeah.
All right.
So can I have a show of hands?
Sporting on what, sorry?
Support.
On what?
What do you supporting on, Jane?
Design and appearance are acceptable.
Okay, thank you.
And then Jade was second. Show of hands in support.
Brilliant. You,
So 26/00/449/HOU, 149 Ilchester Road.
Michael on this.
Good day.
Yeah, got no objections to this one. It's a significant change to the appearance of the house. But I went down through the considerations, couldn't find any contravention of it. It's just for reference, it's the house immediately further up the hill on Ilchester Road next to the Piccadilly Witch Tesco stores. And the side of the building which is having the majority of the work done just brings the building closer to the fence that runs along the footpath that goes between Ilchester Road and Thatcham Park. So there's no overbearing or loss of privacy or anything like that. The front and rear walls of the extension are going to be timber clad. The side elevation is going to be rendered, but the UP windows and the concrete tiles will be as per the original structure. There's going to be increased living space and an additional fourth first floor bedroom with ensuite and walk-in wardrobe, and that first floor bedroom, in contrast to an HMO, will take up the whole of the upper floor of that extension. The addition of the porch on it slightly reduces the off-road parking space to the front of the property. But the loss of the existing garage converted to the living room will be made up by the new garage, which is going to be on the ground floor of the two-storey extension. Adequate on-street parking for contractor deliveries during the build works, no access issues, no parking, access, safety or highways issues. There might be some disturbance during the building works. Don't think there's going to be any flood risk. I'm in support of the application simply because I couldn't find any material objection to it.
Right, I'll second that, but I'm going to bring Jane in now.
I just want to do a declaration because Dave mentioned Thatcham Park and that's where I live.
Oh, is Andy, Andy, you got anything to say? No, good, your college. Say again, sorry, Jane.
Just for a declaration because Dave mentioned Thatcham Park and I live on Thatcham Park.
That's not. This is College Board. You know,
I know, I live on Thatcham Park and Dave mentioned Thatcham Park.
Yeah, it depends on the lane goes down to
Yeah,
back.
I live.
Right.
I
You
live.
can't see it, can you? So.
No, I can't see it, but I'll just do it anyway.
Jamie?
No, I was just gonna second in support of this application.
All right.
There we are.
Yep,
Move to.
yep, Tariff.
Now I'm getting ready to.
Is it ready to vote?
Want some dinner?
Support, please.
Yeah, what are you supporting it on?
Two. I think the building will
And the parents, you know.
tidy up the building and its location and enhance the amenity.
Okay, I'll give a show of hands of support. That's everyone.
Thank you.
So, 26/00477, HOU, 60 Kenneth Drive. Jamie?
I'll come in on that one. This my ward chair, thank you. Yeah, I had a look at this one, pretty happy with this one. There's actually some responses from the neighbouring properties as well on the application. Neighbours are very happy with it as well. I think it'll improve the area, and barring any of their comments, I'm happy to support this application. And the reason being, number 2, design and appearance.
Okay, Dave's in a second. Does anyone want to speak on it? No, okay, everyone in support?
Unanimous, thank you.
Thank you, Chair.
That's how you do it, Dave.
Yeah, let's learn.
Moving on. 26/00448, FUL, and outside 18 Middle Street and Westlands Ward. Who wants to go first?
Do you want the two together?
Do you want,
Take the two together?
yeah, do you want to take the two together?
Why not? I'm assuming this is down Lower Middle Street where the building works is at the moment. That's correct, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's up there. Yeah, well, again, no, I don't like these. I don't genuinely see the point of them. It's interesting because we had 2 come through a little while ago, which this council opposed, down by the Cine World and somewhere else. And they were approved by Somerset Council. Interestingly, at that same meeting, Somerset Council rejected the ones that were being put into Taunton, because due to their scale, sitting, design and illumination. So while it's fine for Yeovil to have them, it's not okay for Taunton to have them. These ones are slightly different in that they've added defibrillators and phones to them, but the main sticking point is still the large screens. The plan talks about the benefits to local businesses being able to advertise there, but if you look at the ones already in Yeovil, there's no local advertising on there. It's all national. It all goes to Somerset Council. I'm sure we don't see a penny of that. It does have an impact on the road. I mean, at the moment, I certainly wouldn't put it in. We don't even know what's going to happen there. So for me, it's a definite no-go at the moment. We've got part of that road cordoned off anyway, but longer term, we don't know what's happening there. So I don't think it's the right place for it at this point in time. I don't think they provide any benefit to our town. They do cause antisocial behaviour, as pointed out previously, because people use them for charging and use them as a gathering point. Therefore, they do encourage antisocial behaviour, and that's a proven point. Therefore, for me, again, as with the last one, I would say this shouldn't be supported by this council.
And what are you?
I would go on design and appearance, impact on public visual amenity.
Said that too.
The things. Yeah, the things that Taunton, well, Somerset Council said no to, but in Taunton. So, you know, disturbance from the scheme. So, yeah. And it is in, I believe it is in conservation. It's not a conservation area, is it? So,
No, not down the bottom.
but yeah, so I think those overlooking lots of privacy overbearing, overshadowing, nature of the proposal. So I think there's a few things there that I would oppose. And like I said, we oppose the last ones, so there's a very good reason why we should oppose this.
All right, Ruth.
Thank you, Chair. Just to say that, you know, it is a pavement for pedestrians, people in wheelchairs, people with chairs that will have to go around it. It's also near a road. I think there's still cars that go down there, so not at the moment, not really. Okay. It's oversized, it's solid, it's not like a telephone box where you could be able to see through it. People don't need it really, they all have their own phones, so I don't know why they put a phone on it, probably to make it seem a little bit more that it might have a bit more use than it has. The defibrillator, I think, is also an excuse to put one up. You've got your problems with your EM radiation, and it's also got a video cameras and CCTV connected to it, or possibly, so that's going to be increased surveillance. Images might be captured, we don't know what they're going to do with it. They also use up a lot of energy. I think Somerset are trying to be net zero by 2030, yet they're going to put something in which they say uses up to 3 average households of energy per annum. They're not attractive, and they can be problematic for certain people who don't like the light coming from the screen. So I'm objecting to it. I know they're not all planning ones, but it was just to say I don't like him. I don't want him. But I agree with what you want them turned down. That's fine.
Dave.
Yeah, in principle, I don't have a problem with these things, but what I do have a problem with, and I will come on to some material stuff when I finish, what I do have a problem with these is, and Tara's raised it, is to do with the advertising content. It's usually farmed out, the management of advertising content is usually farmed out to out-of-town agencies. And I know this because I've been involved in these before and fought hard to try and get local businesses to get advertising space on these kinds of things. But I just fight a losing battle every time because the rates are set, the advertising rates, as I said, are farmed to out-of-town agencies who have no interest other than money. And it precludes, in effect, it excludes local businesses. They set a bar too high for the cost for local businesses to get involved. For example, I don't want to know about a sale going on at Marks and Spencer's in Bristol. You know, I want to know what's going on.
Move on to like a planning.
Right. So in principle, I'm okay with them. I object to them on that, which is partly a personal thing, but I would agree with Tareth. They are this design appearance, impact on public and visual amenity, and disturbance. So it's 2 and 8. I'm going to object to it.
Okay. Anyone else want to come in? Tony.
Just for the record, it's classed as highway, not a pavement down there.
All right. Okay.
For the whole of the middle street.
All right, Jamie.
Yeah, you could use number 8 for light disturbance from the advertising.
Yeah. Trying to think, well, that's it, because the light on these are quite low level.
We go.
Right, and some people who suffer after sight issues can struggle with it suddenly appearing. So yeah, it does actually have an impact.
Right, so Tara, you moved it, do we have a second for that?
I move that we propose it on 2 and 8. I'll second.
2 and 8, okay, object, yeah,
And Dave's gonna second
okay.
that. Okay, but so
The Taunton don't get a meeting.
can we have a show of hands for objecting, but this what we say we don't want, not objecting, sorry.
What?
We're not objecting, no, what are we doing?
No, you are.
What we put?
Yeah, we're recommending
Refusal.
refusal, that's what words I'm looking for.
Yeah.
No.
No, hang on, Andy's not, hang on, so sorry, hands up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, okay?
Those against?
Okay, thank you.
And that is it then, so it's none then? 11/265. Planning decisions, I think that's it, isn't it?
Yeah, the prince.
Yeah, just so you just,
In correspondence.
to just have, that's just a noting really. And then 11/66, any correspondence?
No, that's,
Did you take 67 on the block?
It took 67 on the block, yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
That's all right, so that is the meeting closed, thank you everyone.
Thanks, Chair.
See you at the next one.